I want to end today by talking about what's coming with not 5.2, but the release after 5.2, .CMS 5.next. Work's already begun on the next version, and an important component of the next version is going to be a fully externalized Elasticsearch implementation. And this is an architectural shift. Since we've had Elasticsearch embedded in .CMS, we've run it in what's called embedded mode. This is not how the Elasticsearch is intended to be run in the modern world, and we're moving to a place where we're shipping a .CMS container, and we'll also ship Elasticsearch containers that can be spun up independently. So they'll live separately, and Elasticsearch will have to be started and stopped separately outside of .CMS. And we might provide scripts that do that automatically, but that's another thing. We're also moving to the open distro of Elasticsearch. This is Amazon's distribution of Elasticsearch that's licensed under the LGPL, an open source license. This is an important piece. It's fully Elasticsearch. It's 99% Elasticsearch. They have added some management features, permissioning on top of it, because Elasticsearch, elastic.co has closed sourced those. So this is really the open source version of Elasticsearch plus additional management capabilities. It's what Amazon uses to host their own Elasticsearch services. So it's going to be well supported here, future forward. And will still be compatible with existing Elasticsearch implementations. We're moving to Dockerized deployments. Talked about this for a while, but what this means, I think, in the code base is it means that we're going to get rid of the support for H2 database of running .CMS against an H2 database, and instead ship the starter or a demo version of .CMS as a Docker container. That's an important piece, and just moving forward, .CMS is intended to be Dockerized. And looking ahead to UI and UX improvements, we're going to continue to be spreading Angular goodness around the back end, focusing shortly here on the revamping the browser and the browser interactivity. We're also going to be focusing on delivering new dashboards and analytics on a site and also on pages and content. We'll also continue to make improvements on components we already have. We're exploring adding a editor.js as a block content editor to the back end of .CMS and supporting that fully. That would be in addition to the WYSIWYG. We're also talking about a number of different custom fields that we could add to the back end in order to better support things like Markdown or some other custom interactivities. Finally, turning towards intelligence in analytics, really the content personalization at the container level was the first step to being able to provide an A/B testing platform, to be able to define experiments on a container level, perhaps even at a page level, and to be able to take a look at the performance of those experiments and have .CMS intelligently make decisions as to what content's better performing and which content to display more often. So really native A/B testing is a function of having powerful analytics. And so what we're thinking for analytics is a separate project, where really it's a separate component to .CMS that would live, performed separately from .CMS, that .CMS would communicate with in order to provide functionality, analytic type functionality, including powering dashboards, being able to power A/B testing, being able to provide visitor scoring, and being able to make intelligent content decisions on the fly based upon the data that's been captured. And so that concludes the overview of what's coming in .CMS next and this webinar. I'd like to thank everyone for your time and for sticking with this. We look forward to delivering .CMS 5.2 and continuing to work and improve the product with your guys' guidance and help. Thank you so much.